is spinning. Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, all right, Jay.
Hey.
I can't wait to go visit him. So are we live right now?
She always say that we've been live.
Oh, what the dancing partner?
I was dancing away.
Listen. All right, y'all. Hey, I'm Arlita, your host.
And I'm Travis, your co-host.
All right, y'all. We're so excited about today. We got some good stuff to talk about.
Yes, we do. We want to first of all welcome you guys to Mind Your Business Monday, which is brought to you by On Point Alliance. Here at On Point Alliance, we provide identity-related solutions for a diversified scope of services, with fingerprinting and background screening being our primary services. To learn
more, you can scan the barcode. Huh? I'm sorry. I think we might be experiencing some delays. So
it got to be some major delays.
Yes, because it's freezing up. Yeah. So go ahead, Travis. Just take it, so you don't have to keep looking at me like I'm crazy. Just go on through it.
I will only be looking at you as you are. Okay?
No, listen. Go ahead. Crazy is what crazy does. Go for it.
To learn more, guys, scan our. Wait a minute. I may want to hand it up.
Don't read it.
Oh no, I gotta have it on there because we made it for it. Ta-da! To learn more, scan the barcode at the top of the screen or click the link in our bio description. Also, guys, remember at the end of the show, we'll be giving away a trip to either Cancun or Las Vegas. Terms and conditions will apply. And no, this is not, I repeat, not a timeshare.
So the winner will get to select their designated, their preferred destination, and we'll get that information at the end of the show. So you get 3 ways to win the trip. So the first way is to like, share, and subscribe to all of our social media outlets, participating in the discussion, commenting, and all of that good stuff, and sharing, right? And the third one is we're going to ask a question at the end of the show, and whoever can answer the question win a prize.
And y'all already know Alita's known for going Oprah on us. She loves to give away stuff. You got it. You get a car. You get a trip.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a trip.
So y'all, Mind Your Business Monday is designed to help small business owners grow. So we'll be bringing on different business owners and to show you exactly how to do that. So they'll be giving different tips and strategies that have been proven to work and scale their businesses. And so the goal is for you not to only grow personally, but professionally as well. So if you like the sound of that, again, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification so we go on live, which we do this every Monday at 7:00.
All right, guys. So today our topic is going to be, let's talk about fingerprinting. Okay. There are a lot of myths out there and a lot of different ideas that people have and ways they think about fingerprinting. Some don't think about it at all until they need it. But we're going to dive into a little conversation on today. And in doing so, we have our guest host today, none other than Mr. J.W. Reed of the National Live Sand Association.
Woo!
Thanks for inviting me to your show.
This dude right here means so much to me. Huh?
Thank you for inviting me to you guys' show.
Thanks for
Or
being here.
anytime,
Thanks
man.
for being. So he means so much to me, y'all, like for real. So we gonna end up talking about fingerprints. We're gonna talk about how we got started. And he plays a major role in started. And so y'all know we do fingerprints. We're considered not a fingerprinting company, but an identity related solutions provider, meaning we offer a diversified scope of services. So anything pertaining to identity. So yes, fingerprint screening is our primary services. We offer several different fingerprinting options, including name checks. We do passport photos. We're notaries, signing agents, credit repair specialists. We do taxes. We are now offering drug tests. We offering TB tests and DNA testing. So anything pertaining to identity solutions. Oh yeah, and we're in the process of adding skip tracing. So yeah, we're gonna find you. You hear me? We got something for everybody.
Listen, it's the Bo
Okay.
and Boetta Jackson. Bo knows taxes. Bo knows. We know about that. The younger people don't.
So y'all hold on, because I don't know if it's give me one second because it seems like we're kind of, I don't know if it's my screen. Do we look kind of small and condensed into the box?
No, I think that's your eyes.
It's the banner.
Okay, cool. Let's keep it rolling. So with that being said, we've been in business 5 years now, and we are MBE certified. So that's Minority Business Enterprise certified, Small Business certified, Woman Owned Business certified, Hub certified. We are part of Minority Supply Council, and we're also part of WeBank. I'm also an alumni of Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business
Congratulations,
Cohort
young
23.
lady.
So yeah, we really have been positioning ourselves to be an authority in the industry, right? And so with that being said, one how it all started was back in 2013. I always was interested in fingerprinting back, like just the whole concept. 'Cause I'm like, everybody got to do this. There's got to be some money in this, right? And
Right.
so in St. Louis is one place we all had to go. And I ain't gonna bust them out just because I'm in the industry. Y'all know our name drop like for real. Because everybody from St. Louis know this one particular place. Okay. And it ain't the police department. Okay. So we went there and all I'm gonna say is the customer service was horrible.
Horrible.
And I'm
Yes.
like, it was like a young man there had on some like Adidas slide on. His pants was hanging down off his butt. Nephew or son that they made come in to work that day to do the fingerprint. And so at that time we had to get fingerprinted on a machine. And I'm studying saying this can't be that difficult. But back then, fingerprinting, it was not something you could just Google and find. It wasn't as popular as it is now. Is not as many opportunities, to just jump right into it and red tape, because it really does determine by your state that you live in what rules and regulations you have. And so, in fast forwarding from 2013 to 2016, Travis and I, we moved from St. Louis to Texas. So getting here, Texas is like a melting pot. Like everybody, a lot of people are moving to Texas.
Mhm.
And so getting here, I worked a job for a year. And I'm not a call center girl, okay? But I worked that job, had to deal with my attitude up in there with all those females. Y'all know how I go in the call center. And so, of course, and those that know me know that don't fly, right? So So I worked that job. The Lord allowed me to start looking into something else after a year. And Travis was like, just step out on faith. So I started thinking, like, what exactly am I supposed to be doing? So I came back around to fingerprinting, right? And so I'm researching, still couldn't find a whole lot of answers because it can be a vague conversation, again, based on regulations and rules and all of that. So we started doing some research. Come to find out, one way was $20,000 to $30,000 is what I need. I'm like, listen, either sow this money into us, or Lord, you got another way. Well, he had another
I'm
way.
sorry.
That's
You
how this
said
dude,
$20,000?
yeah, 20 to 30
I'm
at
the
the
wrong
top.
business.
Wow.
To do what with 20 grand?
To get started,
Hmm.
And so we did some research and found this association called National Live Skin. This dude was a fast talker, and yeah, I know, like, just had the gift of gab, and already because it was such a vague conversation, or you know, I'm trying to listen to what he's talking about, but he's just talking real fast. So I'm like, yo, I need you to slow down. And I asked like 1,000 questions, and guess who was none
Shots
other
fired. Shots fired.
than JW. Okay. And so, JW, what was that experience like? Meeting us.
I felt like I was being interrogated. That's what it felt like. Everything you asked me, I had to give you all the answers just to go back and triple check. Well, the state said this, and you were right about that, and they say this. They didn't know about this, but I was being interrogated. Do you really exist? I'm like, oh, okay. I
Listen,
got beat up. Shoot, I was scared. I was
no,
in trial.
I just
Shoot.
wanted to make sure it was so many, it's so much misinformation out there.
True.
And I go to
Which
one
is sad.
website that say one
Mhm.
thing, I go to another website that say something else. I'm Googling, can't find half of the information I'm looking for. So then you just seem to have all the answers. I'm like, I don't know. He just got an answer for everything. So after, I would say, how many days did we go back and forth? Probably maybe about 2 or 3 days.
3 years later.
Oh, shut up. So so
I
after a
know
couple
before that
days, I went on
we
ahead
winded
and,
up on a plane.
well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So I went on ahead and signed on, and we can either do online or in person. I'm like, I want to see his office. I want to see him. I want to see how this stuff set up. Mm-mm. Ain't had no money to get there, but I'm like, I don't know how we gonna do it, but we gonna do it. So that's when the Lord blessed us with some affordable tickets to get to LA. So we
Yep.
flew to LA, and Travis, you want to talk about that?
I was tired out of my mind. I didn't want, that was the worst flight I ever had. I don't like flying
Wait,
anyway.
hold on. Okay, I'm ready.
I
Okay.
know, right?
So
Yeah,
it
JW.
was a cold and rainy evening.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we did. The Lord blessed us with some plane tickets, and before we know it, we flying west to meet this Mr. JW, who wanted us, oddly enough, to bring him some chocolate chip cookies.
Homemade.
Straight homemade chocolate chip cookies. I'm like, dude, I just need this to be legit, because I'm flying here with my personal attorney, and if this don't go like it's supposed to go, this is not gonna go good. But we wind up getting there, and true story, I was jet lagged. I mean, I had my flip flops on, my eyes was crossed.
No. That's enough. No, folks. No. They came here with no money down. Basically, that's what they're saying. He came in his pajamas.
I had no pajamas on.
He came in his pajamas. Guy's buff like the Hulk, came green like the Hulk. He was sick. Took the back office, crashed all day. We trying to teach a class. He's back to snoring. Sick. No, it was fun. They came. We had a good time. He was jet lagged though. He wasn't feeling too well, so he went ahead and took one office and back and just chilled out for a bit. And we went ahead and started training Aletha. And it was fun. It was quite an experience. A lot of good questions you had there too. A lot of good questions. And we left
Yeah.
like family. We were family just that fast. All we became sisters and brothers just within
All these
moments
years
of seeing
later.
each other. It was a done deal. And there was someone else there too. I think Patricia was an instructor and somebody from
Patricia,
Chicago.
a
Um,
lady, yeah.
There was a lady there.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yep,
Yep.
Oh
So
man, well, she's gonna break my legs now too. But she was there. I'm gonna call it. I think it was by KC. I think it was gonna go by KC too. She was there
yes,
too.
yes, I
Hmm.
remember the name. Yeah.
It was
Told
fun.
him most
Learned a
about
lot.
the association was it was he talked community, and I'm glad I went to see how he moved, just how his office was set up. I got to hear some phone conversations, so I was settled that I was with somebody that knew what they were talking about, and so I caught on pretty quickly to technique. And this dude is like the fingerprint whisperer. I don't care how great I be one day and have fingerprinting locations like all over the globe. This dude right here is bad. Like I'm in Texas and practicing, and like we had to submit our cards to certify out. He could look and tell how my feet was positioned, how my wrist was positioned. Like I'm like, how he
What day it
know?
was?
Yes. And so my goal was to make my card so perfect that all he could say was the paper was too white. I don't care how good the fingerprint card was, he graded me D. Like just hating. And so so one day he took a long time responding to the submission that I did. I'm like, yeah, I got him this time.
Yeah, D
That
plus.
card was
There that D plus is.
perfect. Okay. That card was perfect. So I soon became his compliance officer for the association. Basically his personal assistant, and his had to keep their elbow in his back, keep his organization and stand on
I
top
mean,
of
like
stuff,
this.
y'all know. So
You
from
learned a lot.
there, we trained, came back. What you say, JW?
You learned a lot.
Yes, you poured into me. And so I get
This is
back,
true.
he made sure I had every stitching thing that I needed to efficiently set up my business. Manual. I kept this, I had my Holy Bible and I had my National Live Scan Bible. Okay. Like I I kept that, I'm checking stuff off because I just have a belief that if you don't do it exactly how, if you don't follow the formula, you can't say it doesn't work. So
True.
fast forwarding, my first year, second year, a little busier, third year, everything popped off, right? So, but it was still the whole time, every day I'm calling him, telling me what to do, how to set those blocks. Okay. So our reason for being here today is to discuss some of those things that along the way we've heard and was, trying to figure out, like one ink card fingerprinting is old fashioned. You want the live scan machine. So, with that being said, one thing JW taught us, he's like, first of all, we don't compete, we dominate.
That's
Love
right.
it.
Don't look around at what everybody else doing because everybody's situation is different. One thing for sure, I held on creating my business model. And once I knew exactly how I wanted to deliver my services, now today, the ink card, I am one of the only location you can get that service. And we have 600 5-star Google reviews right now. And
Yes,
that's
we
in,
do. Now,
Good.
yes. And so we do things right. And JW helped train my eye for what I should see. I wanted to see what he saw. And so I was just a really good student. Yes.
oh my
And
God.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's ink cards old fashioned. Well, first of all, there's a few reasons why. That's, to me, I would say, I'm gonna call it silly. It's a silly idea because to
Hmm.
let somebody convince you to just do the electronic. Am I freezing up, guys?
You
No, you're
fine.
good.
Okay. To let somebody talk you into only doing the ink card fingerprinting. Think about this. There are several reasons you legally for live scan.
You meant to say live
For
scans,
one, you must,
only live scan.
yes,
Is that what you was?
because they say
Okay.
ink card fingerprint is old fashioned and is a live scan. A lot of emphasis on live scan. Well, there are several reasons you cannot do a live scan. One, you must be, no, it's not there. I ain't on that one yet, Travis. I'm still talking about ink cards. So, one, you must physically be in a particular state to do a live scan. So, let's say JW is in California and I'm in Texas. If there's somebody who has to get licensed or something in California, they have to do ink cards and send those cards because the rule is you have to physically be
Yep.
in a particular state to do it. Two, you have to be a US citizen or resident, right? And it's something called a compact council. JW, you know about them?
Compact Council pretty much is a group of folks that got together with the assistance of FBI to come with some type of terms and conditions or some type of guideline for verifying who they are for some type of identity, like a passport, vehicle registration, um, birth certificate, social security card. I could go marriage certificate. I could go on and on and on, but just a group of folks that got together on an annual basis that meets up with the FBI folks to discuss how to have some type of guideline to identify folks. That's just one of the services they provide. Shoot.
So hey,
What else you got next?
and they're part of the root, part of the reason for that. And I believe some people say, well, why can't I do it if I'm in a different state? Answer to that question, but I do believe it's money. And I personally, I ain't researched this, but I believe some politics are involved with that too. Part of why. But JW, is there an answer for that?
It is. Sometimes the best thing to say it just depends. But I like to circle back for a second just to clarify. For fingerprinting or for ink card, they don't have to be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident to get the fingerprints done. That's only for certain situations, depending on what system you're using to fingerprint them. So for somebody needs fingerprinting, a regular any ID is fine, but they don't have to be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident unless that particular agency is requiring them to meet that criteria. But most cases, they don't have to be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. As for ink cards and why they need them and why they don't need them, it depends on what they need it for. Like you were saying, if I live in California, if I want my license in Texas, I have one or two options. I could take Uber to Texas, fly to Texas, and get the live scan done for Texas, or find some place out here where I reside at in California, get fingerprint on the ink cards, and then mail the ink cards to Texas to the request per the requesting agency's instructions. But ink card versus live scan, as far as I'm concerned, the money's the same color. You know.
Yep. I want to clarify because maybe it was freezing up. When I was making the point of live scan, and I
Mm-hmm.
was making a point of there are reasons you cannot do, a person cannot do a live scan, which dispels ink card fingerprinting is an old fashioned or is obsolete or you don't need it. So it's not everybody, there's different circumstances. You cannot do a
Mm-hmm.
live scan. So you need
That's
to
true.
know how to do it. That was
That
the
is
point
true.
I was making with that.
You
That
know,
is true.
Go
I
ahead,
think
Pat.
that point is true. What I have found, even with people who come in to talk about what we say ink cards are old fashioned, they reference that to the way that it used to be done. We call it traditional ink card fingerprinting because traditional is related to old is related to um, ritualistic, or in some instances, classic. The way that they used to do them. So when they make their reference about them being old fashioned, it's pretty much how you choose to perceive it. But in their mindset, if it's old, then we shouldn't do it that way. We should do it the new way. But it's like just because things are old, i.e., this can be very debatable. The Constitution is old, but we still have to live. We still live according to, or the best that we can, according to the Constitution. So it's people. That's where we come into play as far as educating people that yes, this is the old or traditional way of doing fingerprints, but it is very much necessary, and in some people's instances, the only way you can do it if you're not prepared to catch a Uber/Spirit plane to another state to get them done.
And sometimes all they know is what they know. They might think one thing because they know about that, but then don't have the vast knowledge you guys have about this other alternatives to get the job done the same way.
Right.
That is true.
So
JW,
so wrap up that point.
One more question. JW.
Yes, sir.
This is a personal question of mine, okay?
Shh, don't tell nobody. I'm ready. I won't tell nobody.
Do you ever foresee things changing concerning this whole rules and regulations that was set up by this Compact Council?
No. They might have alternate ways down the line for identifying folks down the line, but right now, most of it's still based on paper, believe it or not. Driver's license, social security card, birth certificate, marriage certificate, DMV registration, voter registration. It's still based off of paper. Now, sometimes folks will come to you, they might show you a driver's license on their phone, but you need to see the ID. I haven't read nothing where you have to touch it.
Right.
So just a technicality there, but things are changing. And really, they might add on later on some type of digital ID moving forward. On that ID, it's like insurance card, driver's insurance. Now some of those are digital. Some states accept the paper only, and some states would take a digital print on your cell phone of the car insurance. So it might change to something like that down the line, some type of digital identification too, which I think they will have soon. That's what the world is facing. But down the line, your biggest ID or your fingerprint is going to be this, the cell phone.
I believe that, but I think along the lines of what I was, to be a little more clear, the way that it's set up now to whereas you can only do with the whole open and closed states, let me put it that way, to where, like Arlita said, we believe that it is more so monetized, or as they would say, a monopoly, when they a way for them to kind of keep money circulating in their own states. But in a situation where you have small businesses where they want people to create small businesses that is good for the economy, but in such a huge industry, which is a $1 billion industry, they still block so many people out. And to me, it's like it's so much money because they're needed. It's so much money to be made, but they block you from being able to do it because they want to make it this contractual thing with one company instead of that company making these or how do they call it, the proteges, if you will. Instead of them subcontracting to smaller companies, they go in some instances and create their own little small shell companies to say, hey, go here. And then people find that they have this large demand and they are only supposed to go to this place. But once they go there, many times it's only in location by name only, but there's nobody there. So that was more so the question, what I was thinking, like, because I'm just gonna be honest, I'm praying for it to come down. I'm praying for that giant to fall. I'm really praying for that giant to fall, because that would be a game changer for so many companies, to be able to be in there and even stay afloat. So that's what I was asking. Do you foresee that?
What I see might be like I'm thinking hinting towards where there'll be a lot more opportunities for other states to provide fingerprint services to the public via live scan. And I think that's what you're hitting towards.
Yes.
Okay, then there's a lot of things in play. Most states right now have only one vendor for a person going from a job or professional license for a background check to go to for a live scan. Most states are like that. Just a handful of states are where they have it open to the masses, to the residents there in that state, to provide live scan fingerprinting and transmit to their particular state they reside in. Just a handful of states provide that. But there's a lot of factors involved the other way around. One is politics.
Mm-hmm.
There's always politics involved, because somebody's going to get paid one way or another for this one here. And there's a lot of things involved. And another thing is people don't want to change, resist the change. I mean, they have to change their lifestyle. They might have to realize now they'd be done differently, but they don't want to change. And these folks who don't want to change make the decisions sometime.
Right.
Job security, it could be different things there. And also just mindset. This way it works, why change it? If they need more help, they get their own agents to do it. It's not the best way to do it, but it needs to change. And sometimes it takes a long time to change.
Right.
There are states like Arizona that changed up just a few years ago, right before COVID, that changed up where they opened up where they're allowing one vendor now to do background checks for Arizona in the past, which is strictly ink cards. This is like, the 2000 something. They just allow one vendor now does live scan for their state. Now we talk law enforcement, we're not talking TSA or or FBI folks. This is strictly for professional jobs and licensing. So states are still trying to catch up, but there's budgets, there's constraints, and there's a lot of things involved. And if it works, why change? If it doesn't squeak, if the wheel doesn't squeak, let it stay.
Right. I agree with that.
It takes
Totally
time,
agree.
but it should change. I'll be glad when it does.
I'm praying it does. Come on down, Giant.
Well, the good thing is there are ways to, initially when we first started our business, that looks like, a business, and how to, get around it. And so there are some, just in time and networking and resources, we found ways to navigate around that and not feel, intimidated or halted or stalled in any kind of way area. So just the whole idea, if you are a fingerprinting company that's only providing live scan, I hope what we've said provoked you to want to learn more about ink card fingerprinting. And so I'll stop right there so we can get to the next point. So, Travis, you ready, or you want me to just keep rolling?
No, go ahead, keep rolling.
Okay.
Roll on.
So another one is what's you said hold on.
No, I said go ahead. Roll on.
Well, I'm sorry. A live scan is just a live scan.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I hear that. Go ahead. Like,
what do you guys mean a live scan? Just a live scan it's not the same. So, folks who's watching the show here, keep this in mind. A live scan is not just a live scan. It's like a hamburger is not just a hamburger. And let me tell you the reasons why about that. There, you got your Burger Pit hamburgers and you got your Wolfgang Putt hamburgers. There's different type of services, different type of flavors, different reasons where you want to go for your hamburger. Same thing for live scan. It's not just a live scan. If you want to go to a place that, hey, I'm gonna charge you $5 to pull your teeth for you. I got some vice grips. You pay me $5, I'll pull your teeth out. Save you some money. You're paying me, okay? But if you think you're going any place for a live scan, man, I'm taking this the wrong way. You got some folks who could fingerprint you. They just graduated from kindergarten, but they look like they're grown-ups. They'll fingerprint you. Or you go to a place that's more professional, who knows what's going on, has been properly trained, get more experience in the field. Your prints won't get rejected compared to everybody else's prints might get rejected by going to that place there. They might have 600 Google reviews. Now, we catching up. We got 200, by the way, but we're going to catch up. But they might have 600 Google reviews. You get to decide where you're going to go. Okay, then. If I need a haircut, I'm going to a place where I can sit down in the barber chair besides my house, sit down to the lounge and chill out with the fellas and get my hair cut.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if you say, hey, I'm gonna cut your hair for $5, and then no. I would rather spend $20 or more to a place or barber shop to cut off all my hair, which I could do myself sometime. But I want that convenience, I want that service, I want that feeling of going someplace where they know what's going on.
Right.
So I might pay $20, $30 just to shave off JW's hair, okay, at a barber shop. I would do that. But a barber shop right next to the hair, cut your hair off, man, for $5, so they done lost their mind.
Right.
You know, they're gonna nick me all up, put cuts all over my hair and stuff like that, look like a zombie or something, like World War III or something. No. So I'm going to place to get fingerprinted, a good place. I'll pay top dollar for top services because I don't want to come back. I want Prince to go through the first time. I'm not going to nickel my job to get a job down the line where your Prince got rejected, go back over their place again where they closed down. They want to help us. No. I'm not going to place a person running around the pants hanging around their butt. They got babies in the baby crib making all that noise. And these are true stories that place the people fingerprint. These are true stories. I don't want to go car wash, get my car wash, get a live scan done. That does exist. Trust me, I know about these locations. I don't want to pay nobody where I have to fingerprint myself, which is also true.
Right.
With the cheaper rate. Okay, I'm gonna pay you to put my hands through some glass. You're gonna tell me how to roll across some screen. I'm paying you to fingerprint myself. And my prints get rejected, you want to get back my money. No, a live scan is not just a live scan. If I need open heart surgery, hey, I got some folks that go ahead and open up your heart for you for $50, okay? Or if you want to do it the right way, you know where to go to those doctors, get you taken care of, you can live the next day. Same thing with live scan, folks. If you want to, you pay for what you get. Because sometimes, especially this day and age, people's fingerprints wear down a lot faster because of the washing hands a lot. They might be in construction, teacher, medical field, and you go someplace, they might charge you 50 cents for fingerprinting, you pay for what you get. But I want that experience. If I'm paying my 50 cents to fingerprint me or $10 to fingerprint me, do I really trust them with my personal information? What certification they have behind? Are they an organization, or a legit organization? All these fancy nicknames behind the business name, all these different nicknames, initials, and stuff like that, like Point Lion has. People go there for a reason, for top-notch service. If you want your prints done the right way the first time, you're going to go to a live scan place that provides that service. So it's not just a live scan, it's a live scan. So all like live scan really means is just electronic fingerprinting. Your question should have, what happens with your fingerprints when they capture them? What happens with your information? You know, do you trust them? So just think about that. You know, I could be your bank account. I'll charge you $1 monthly fee. Your bank will charge you $50 monthly fee. I'll hold your money for you. You might not find me, but I'm gonna hold it. I trust you there. Hold your hand running down the street. Okay, with your identity. So be careful where you guys going. You're not just going to any live scan for dollar matching. You're going to protect your interests also, and to get that job license you're shooting for, and you're paying for what you get. So just keep that in mind. I'm sorry, folks. I had to just get that. That's been on one of those days. But I had to get it out.
No.
We can tell. Somewhat of a pet peeve.
I know that's why you got that question, because I know that's a hot topic for you. It burns you up.
Mm-hmm.
And also, guys, just a little perspective. We get all the time, why y'all fingerprints not $10? Well, first of all, some of those same scenarios that JW, those are like, I don't care what state you're in, it's places that sell fish and got a fingerprinting machine in the corner. They a pet shop and got a fingerprint, and people doing it out their house, and they sons
a car
sitting on
wash,
the porch smoking cigarettes and drinking beer. Listen, like you can purchase a live scan machine from anybody who's selling them and do some fingerprints. Okay. And so, but like what he said, is that what you want? So with the point I want to make is, you have a national brand, a global brand that's getting contracts from every single state that they're in. They have vendors like myself who they may pay $3 to do a service, but my technician make 20, 25. I'm just doing fingerprints for free. And then you get here, you're getting refreshments, you're getting a comfortable space. We focusing on quality, um,
Safeness, being safe too, and
secure
clean.
secure parking. It's not apples to apples. So, you can't compare the police department, or is it government funded? It's government, police departments are government funded, right?
Yes, let's say about this sometime. The police departments have a budget. We
There you
have
go.
bills.
Bills.
Yeah, we
There
have
you
bills.
go.
Our bills fund the police department. We fund the police department. Our bills fund their budget. So
This is true.
then they have bills to pay. We do. And
Yeah.
if you find a
And
place
so,
out there, hey,
right.
yep. One
And
person's,
so
I found some
so
place
now
on
you
the
got
internet. Hmm?
no, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry about that. And I was saying,
No,
I
you
found a
go.
place,
You go.
somebody contacted us before, said, hey, I saw something online where it's $10 for live scan. We said, good luck, have fun. But no, it's
Right.
in Bakersfield. So I understand you have to drive to Bakersfield, get you save $10. Go ahead. Wish you the best. Or I could get fingerprint done for $10 at college. I said, go ahead and go to your college, drive to your college, drive around for 3 hours, look for a place to park your car, get out your car, walk 3 miles to the police station on campus to get your fingerprinted. Then you wait in line because you get to the front of the desk, they close for lunch.
Yeah.
So go ahead and save $5 to $10. Go ahead. That's not our model. We here to fingerprint the best way possible with positive service. You got the fancy couches, the TVs out there, great parking, secure building. Your stuff is secure. You got professionals working with you. Everything's on camera. So if there's anything going crazy, it's all documented. And they come in for that security, that service, that on point success. They want
Mhm.
that. That's what they're paying for.
That's
This
right.
is true.
Hmm.
And,
You
and,
know,
and I have a strong recommendation. No more than I will be looking on Craigslist for a car and saw one for $13. Would I call Toyota or Mercedes and say, why y'all not selling y'all cars for $1,300?
thank
Right.
you.
I just don't look. Once I see the price I want to pay, just stop looking and pay for that $10 fingerprint. But no,
Because
Mhm.
you
I'm
reading reviews, you looking at that, looking at our availability, and then go question us about our prices when you have to at least be fair, right? You spent gas, get to us. Yeah, okay, you had to take time. You need what we have, and we one of the only places you can get this done there during a pandemic, right? So it's things to factor in. About a live scan is just a live scan, or trying to choose where you want to go to get your fingerprints. It's not apples to apples. Do some research on that place. How long have they been in existence? What are they reviews like? Look at their location. Can you get a human on the phone to answer questions if you
Thank you.
have questions, or you be a long crazy website? It costs money to pay somebody to answer the phone. That's why you call half of these places, these big brands, nobody answers the phone, because you should be able to read. And guess what? We only gonna tell you what's on the website, because we still can't tell you what to do. But we take the time and pay somebody to just repeat what's on the website. It is what it is. So a live scan is not just a live scan. A Florida live scan is not the same as an LBI live scan.
Correct.
A ATF
That's correct.
e-file is not the same as a Florida live scan. A Florida electronic submission and a Florida electronic scan is two different things. So
Hmm.
when you call, don't call, say, yes, I need a fingerprint and a background screening. A fingerprint
And a live scan.
and a live scan, yeah. So
We get those calls a
all
lot.
of it, yeah. So all of it is requires company, that provider, to do their due diligence to educate you, to make sure you. Now, we even if we've gotten reviews just with redirecting people who can't come to us, but we redirect them, tell them what questions to ask their agency so they can get to the right place, and they'll go and give us a review
Hmm.
just because of our customer service. So I hope we brought some clarity. A live scan is not just a live scan for so many different reasons. Okay. And so the last one we're going to talk about is scanned ink cards is the way to go.
So I tell you what, before we dive into that, our good friend and guest host on today, Mr. J.W. Reed, has to go. So we're going to cover this last one ourselves. And we're
Thank
going to
you,
thank
Coach.
Mr. JW for being here. Also, we have his information here on the screen. That's his contact number. The Live Scan Association, 888-498-4234. And JW take text as well. They can
Yep.
text you.
The second one's text only. The second number, the 424 number, is text messaging only.
All right, text message only 424-238-3548, y'all. This is what did he say? This is the live scan, the professor of live scan. I love it. I love it. JW, thank you.
I like to
All
call
right.
him the fingerprinting wizard. Like y'all, this my homie right here. Thank
Hey,
you so much. And
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
thank you,
excited
guys.
to
Thank you.
implement all you've taught me. And I look forward to doing some great things. And yeah, thank you.
Before I leave you two, I want you guys to remember two things. Be safe. Four things. Be safe, have fun, get in trouble. But not for you two guys. You guys remember, for everybody else out there, be safe, have fun, get in trouble, but don't get caught. All right, guys, I got to roll.
All
Okay.
right,
Thanks for
JW.
inviting me. Okay.
You're
Okay,
welcome,
thank
sir.
you.
All right. Write that down, fellas. Okay.
That was fun.
That was good. I knew that was gonna be a touchy subject for him. He was just gonna unload.
Especially for him.
Yeah.
Especially for him.
Yeah.
Again, guys, before we finish this last point, I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and don't forget to comment, guys, on tonight for your chance to win that trip to either Cancun or Las Vegas. We're gonna have a question for you guys pertaining to the discussion on tonight. All right, Olitha, let's cover this last one.
All right. So that scanned ink cards is the way to go. Well, there's several reasons you cannot do scanned ink cards. So
This is
still
true.
is going right back to if you own a fingerprinting company and you do not offer ink fingerprinting, you're leaving money on the table. You're sliding yourself, right? So one reason is not all agencies accept scan. Basically, what that is you get fingerprint. We capture your fingerprints on a machine. Travis, I believe I have a graphic there. Capture your fingerprint, and then we print those out on an ink card, and you get copies of that. Is some agencies they take those, right? And it's popular, but not all agencies. Some of them, so not that one, is the other one. Yeah.
There we go.
We will capture your fingerprints on the machine, and then we will print those out, and those same fingerprints will wind up in those boxes, just as if we put traditional ink on your finger. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's good, Travis. So it's some reasons you cannot get that. So it's a lot of people are allowed to do it and not. So my recommendation is just make sure you know how to do everything, right?
Right.
Um, yeah, that's like one of the primary reasons. And not all fingerprinting providers know how to do them well enough that they come out right and in the boxes and clean, clear ridges, centered in the box. Not you run into all kind of different scenarios. So that's not is a good option, is a popular option, but it's not that it's the way to go and that every age, if you could do one, then you could do the other. You really need to confirm with your requesting agency who is the company that's instructing you to get fingerprint, or your lawyer if they're instructing you to get fingerprints. You want to confirm if they say ink cards, and I do have to be traditional ink or actual ink, or can it be a scanned ink card? Because you can't just, it's just not a good idea to just pick one. And
Right.
then you have an onboarding delay, 2 to 4 to 8 weeks because you submitted one. So whatever fingerprint you decide to do, or requiring of your staff, or if you've been, yeah, if your agency or your job just told you to go get fingerprinted and pick somebody on the list, and then you found the closest place to you, which is in most cases how it works. Make sure it's clear what they want you to do. If there's a specific place you need to go, if they're saying live scan, is it a code involved? If there's a code involved, more than likely you need to go to a particular place that have access to submit to that particular state on your behalf. And when you get to start talking about fingerprinting, is 2 levels. It's going to be federal level or state level. So that's why it's not a cut and dry situation. It's not a one answer situation. We don't practice telling you what to do. When you call us and tell us what you need, certain things you say are triggers that provokes us to ask more probing questions to give some direction if it's something that we understand, because we're up to a date on compliances and rules and regulations on how
Mhm.
things work, and to make sure you understand, and then you go confirm with your agency, and if it's something we can do, come back and we'll be more than happy to get you taken care of. So hopefully we've gave some insight, answered some questions, um,
Put to rest some myths.
share with y'all how, yeah. People want to know, how did we start doing this? It's just something I've always wanted to do and saw an opportunity. And with the support of my husband, was able to get necessary training and skills. We actually train and certify fingerprinting technicians. We have some fingerprinting courses coming up, and that's going to
Hmm.
be 3 different options. One, if you want to start a fingerprinting business. Two, if you currently have a fingerprinting business but want to scale your current business by adding ink card, either electronic. Or three, let's say you just a large company, or a company that a trucking company, telecommunications company, a real estate broker. People, you have to send agents or employees to get fingerprint on a regular basis. We can train someone to be in house, that they can do federal, state, or international level fingerprinting in house, that you'll never have to send anybody out again. So that saves you money, time, and resources, and resolve that issue for you. So yeah, so we'll be talking more about those courses that will be coming up, that we're excited about,
Yes, we
and our new
are.
services that's going to be, that will be dropping soon. That's all I got, Travis.
All right, so now's the time. Are you ready for the question? The question for tonight's discussion. Remember, anybody who liked, shared, commented can win you a trip. Cancun, Las Vegas, your choice. So what is the question, Miss Arlita, about today's discussion?
uh why is ink card fingerprinting not obsolete, or technically, again, we know the older way the traditional way to do it, but why is it something that'll never go away?
Right, that's a good question.
That's the question.
Why will traditional ink cards never go away? You be the first person to respond, whether while we're
Yep.
live, through comment, or after we've gone off the air. First comment that we see with the correct answer, we'll get the trip. We would just need, we'll reach out to you for the information that we need from you. I know we would need your name, your email, and your contact phone number. Of course, all that will be done privately, and then and the destination of your choice. Okay, it's Cancun and Las Vegas. Ain't that right?
And yes, and before we go, just because your industry doesn't require your people to be fingerprinted or background screened, just all things are lawful, but are they expedient? Just because you can don't mean you should.
It's
Just
true.
because you're not required to don't mean you shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Home healthcare workers. Yep, you guys are not required to do a certain level of background screening. However, folks in there beating up these elderly people, stealing their stuff, raping them, all kind of craziness.
This
These
is
people can't
true.
speak up for themselves. And guess who's on the line for it? Your brand.
Yeah, this is true.
Your brand. Now you in a lawsuit. The worst thing you want to do is be a private school or a daycare that you didn't run the proper screening. This person had all the credentials, but you didn't know what was on their actual criminal record.
Right.
You only did a state level report, but you didn't do a federal background check on them. We have services that cover everything from pre to post employment. We have a product that, let's say you have somebody been working for you for 10 years. No, you're not going to rescreen them. However, what if you could get notified if their criminal record changed? So let's say they ain't did nothing and they just had a bad season in their life and they had some kind of domestic situation. You get notified of that something has changed on their record. And I believe if we can do more
That's great.
extensive background reports, we won't be so surprised when people going up in these places shooting, and we know it's different dynamics, right? But these were people, disgruntled employees who nobody saw it coming, but did you really? I personally know agents, humongous company, that a lady found out there was a pedophile working there, but he was friends with the head people, and the company shares a backyard with an elementary school.
That's sad.
You see what I'm saying? So it's so many different reasons to protect the integrity of your brand. Family members hiring because we all small business owners working on whatever budgets we have. You hire your friends, your kids friend, your cousins. You don't really know what's all on their background. You don't know what they've done, because a lot of times it's expensive to run a certain level of background screenings. Well, we have something for everybody that's affordable. You go to our website, onpointalliance.com, and you can see the different services that we provide. And if you don't see something or understand something, give us a call. Our phone number is there. All of our social media platforms are there for you to reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to redirect you, or get you what you need, or answer any questions you may have in regards to how to maintain the integrity of your brand.
Hmm. And also remember, guys, you can also scan the QR code above my head, and that will take. That's a good way to get in contact with us as well. This has been a great show, Miss Olitha, very informative. We want to ask you guys to continue to like,
Yes,
share
yes, yes.
on our platforms. Don't forget to check out our Olitha's book, Encourage, Strengthen from Within. That can be purchased at is it back on Amazon, Olitha?
It's always been on the ebook, has always been on
Okay.
Amazon. It's the
And
hard
also,
copy.
good deal. And also my single, God is Shifting. I thank you guys for streaming and sharing and liking the music. All of our information is in our description. So we thank you guys so much for the support. We have so much new stuff coming, guys. That's gonna go beyond our business days on Mind Your Business Monday. We keep you guys all informed. We're just moving with the shift. Ain't that right, Miss Arletha?
That's right.
Oh, there was such a delay. I'm like, well, maybe she think it's not right, but it's okay. Well, you can close us
No,
out.
it's a delay. But y'all, I want to thank y'all for joining us tonight. I'm looking forward to comments and the DM. I don't know why a lot of people want to inbox us, DM us, and not participate on the chat. Okay, so you can still DM us. It's okay. But we would love for you to see the chat. All right, so don't be shy and stuff. So y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe out there. And remember to mind your business.
To mind your business. See y'all.